Hello, everybody. We are back. We're just waiting for the remaining players to. Before we have a brand new feature table. Again, everybody, thank you so much for being able to stay up with us into the night. Um, we will try to bring the same energy that we have. You'll have to forgive my voice. I know it's been an amazing 3-day adventure. We're not done yet, folks. Obviously, when we end this flight, all of those players that have made it through all 6 flights over the last 3 days will be back on Sunday. And remember, we had an amazing situation where, with the entrance that we did have, we were able to eclipse $200,000 in our prize pool. So thank you all for having an opportunity that we can put on for you in regards on this anniversary Summer Jam tournament. And this being the final flight, we had 127 players. We have 33 left, and 13 of these lucky players. This is, I think, the first lucky 13 that actually will be appreciated. They will actually be able to go to Sunday, our final day, Championship Sunday, where everyone's going to be everyone at least will receive a part of this $200,000 prize pool, with someone getting the lion's share of almost $40,000, and a trophy that I think some people might fight over under certain situations.
You can just do CW if you want. I don't care.
I don't think it's a specific place, but just try to be closer to wherever they actually have to sit. But just know it's the cars go in the middle.
Here we go, folks. Obviously, we're just we're just we have new players here at our feature table. We're just making a few updates here in regards to that. Our astute and Eric Almighty Anderson, and that is acting to oversee everything with our live stream, with the action tracker, everything else. We greatly appreciate making sure everything is accurate as we get ready to go back into action. 33 players left, and we will play down the 13. I think that may be the only lucky 13 everybody appreciated. Hey, we got a new like onto the stream.
Mr. Chris Lego playing the stream yesterday. Brutal knockout there at towards the end, just missing, making day 2. I don't know if he's. I know he was here earlier. Don't know if he's still in the tournament as we speak. But thank you, Mr. Lego, for liking the stream. And SH2, are you talking about on the feature table, or are you talking about just in general for the remaining players? Because if it's general in the remaining players, we are streaming on a 10-minute delay, so we don't want to give you viewers real-time updates. So by the time we give it to you, you would know what's going on the floor overall. But again, 33 players left here out of 127 in our last flight here, so at the Summer Jam 100K guarantee here at Poker House, playing down to 13 players. As soon as we get to 18 players, we will do a 2-table redraw. And once we get to 14 players, we will go hand for hand to see who the bubble player is.
Oh, wow, that's
and bagging 13 from this flight.
Who knows what's going to happen today with that? Oh, we can only remember, I think, what was it? It was the 4th flight yesterday.
What was that, Greg? Sorry, I was drinking some water.
I was saying that was the 4th flight yesterday. Wow, that was
that was tough. Lego busting out in like 15th or 16th.
That was brutal.
To a turn king when he flopped top kicker. And then Brandon Walker going out when he flops nut flush draw. Another Dory knocking out with King Jack on the blind versus blind scenario. Oh, so thinking on the red square, we were talking about where we get the chip counts and total remaining players. I don't know or don't think on this particular screen if we have that capability, but I'll definitely pass that along to Eric. This is a pretty standard screen from Poker Atlas, the platform that we use here for our tournaments, and especially when we're doing a live stream. So what you all are seeing, this particular screen right now, is actually the clock that's with the 10-minute delay. It was out on the floor itself. And here we are in action on the back half of the last flight here. Some familiar faces from earlier streams. Mr. Daniel Marks in the 5 seat. Again, WSOP Choctaw main event champion for just under 250K. Gary Six Killer in the 4 seat or 5 seat. I'm not sure. Bad camera angle. Again, I'm in charge of the camera angle, so make sure the camera gets around.
Here we go, folks. All right, and Andrew's going to make the raise here to 12-5. Daniel Marks at Queen 9 going to fold. Vandy in the big blind.
And I'm sure we'll get a chip count stack from all the new players here
That
on
looks
this live
like
stream.
a raise.
40,000.
Vandy 3 betting out of the big blind. Mystery cards. 40K. Has one of the big stacks. Could be the big chip stack here at the feature table.
And it looks like...
Oh, the reader's not reading it, so. Oh, 3 betting with Ace King.
Yep, there we go.
The Ace 4 of Hearts folds. There we go. Here are chip counts. Handful of shorties under 20 big blinds. Vandy with the big chip stack at 358,000.
And Gary Six Killer, if you've seen a lot of the,
Just missing out on bagging on one of the early flights on day one.
he would actually end up being the
I
bubble.
think he was the bubble on day one. Was it flight A or flight B?
I believe it was flight
I
A.
think you're correct.
It was flight A. There were a couple players that were short stacked, and Gary had I believe had over 300,000 in chips, and got into a big hand where he had top pair with a good kicker, ran into a flush, tried to make a move on that flush, called down.
Oh, and they
Speaking of, he's all in with Ace King.
3 bets the rest of his stack, folding back to Carson Winokur with Ace 5 of clubs.
I don't
Gonna
know.
fold here probably.
Yeah, I'm kind of questioning on regards on whether or not to play if he's going to make this call with Ace
Yeah, that's-
5.
Not for half his stack.
No, not.
It's a hand that you definitely could open with and would want to open with, especially in middle position.
But not to call down.
Later position, but can't call off half your stack there.
Yeah, that's
a
obviously-
3-bit hand
especially
puts
in this point of the tournament. Yeah, remember now, we're 33 players, so 20 players go out. That's it, folks. And it's all on Sunday that everybody, the remaining players between all 6 flights, will all be back. Again, here we are in level 13 with blinds at 2,500, 5,000 with a 5,000 big blind ante. That means it is 12,500 chips to each player every round that they play. Looks like action is going to be on Stan.
Again, I know the camera angles are stuck in one position. Hopefully, in the next few minutes, it'll rotate around the table.
9 to the 2-seat fold. 3's going, 4's going.
Folds all the way around to the cutoff where Danny has Queen 9 off in the cutoff. Folds. Looks like it's going to be a blind versus blind. GG waking up with pocket 10s, making it 18,000. Oh, it looks like 18,000. Sean Rizvi in the big blind with 7-4 off folds.
I got the double down hand bet 20.
GG, a regular here, regular player here at Poker House, plays cash on a regular basis. 33 players left in this last flight, playing down to 13 players.
I come in here with a button-down shirt on and some glasses. Y'all wouldn't know who it was. About to play.
Andrew Dinger under the gun with ace-3 off. Gonna fold.
See it going too. Boom, boom, boom.
Handful of hands all the way to Vandy with 355,000. Makes it 15,000 with the mystery hole cards. I think for some reason it doesn't look like his hole cards are being read. It could be his RFID. I mean, his particular seat. It's the second hand in a row he's been involved with where the stream didn't pick up his cards. Making it 15,000 in late position. And the cutoff, I believe, getting the button and small blind and big blind to fold, sealing the blinds. Overwhelming chip leader here by just a pinch under 100,000. GG with 56 big blinds, all the way down to middling stacks in the 20 to 30 big blind range. 3 players under 20 big blinds. Picking up action here. Carson Winokur with 10-8 off under the gun folds. Craig, I think we need to turn this heater on here, buddy. It's freezing.
Go ahead, by all means. So I'm pretty sure with the fact of we got 33 players, we set the over/under at 2:45 in the morning that we'll be done by.
Yeah.
So we need to at least get able to get some heat on in this place. So, well, we got Sean here on the button that's moved all in.
Not sure what he's holding. I'm gonna let the table know that the 8 seat and the 6 seat the cards haven't been reading. Give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen, let Eric know.
So whatever 10 minutes is from this now.
Gigi in the hijack. He wakes up with the Gretzky hand. He's got 2 9s. It gets folded around to the small blind ace with.
Carson with ace king in the big blind.
Uh-oh. I think he's going to put in a raise.
Has under 30 big blinds. If you're going to raise here.
I'm thinking maybe 35,000?
No.
Oh, no, he's put it all
He just rips
in.
it all in, putting GG in a tough spot.
This will cost Gigi more than half of his stack to make this call. Now, I know Gigi is a gambler, but I don't think he would call off 60% of his stack right now, knowing that we're this close. He does have 2 9s.
I think if you have a hand like Jacks, I think 9s are it's a close spot. You have so many chips to play with.
Absolutely.
Over 50 big blinds. Do you really want to risk that many big blinds?
At least in this situation.
And I don't know. I've never played with Carson. I don't know if he 3-bets, if he's a player that could 3-bet like here, but a 3-bet jam here, that's tough. And for those viewers, we have a couple of players where the RFID cards were not reading. Eric has switched out the deck, and hopefully going forward in the next few minutes, the 6-seat and 8-seat hole cards will be able to be read and displayed on our live stream. GG in the tank here.
And he makes the call. Wow. Here we go, folks.
Classic coin flip scenario here.
It's the 2 over cards versus the pocket pair. It's ace king for Carson, 2 9s for Gigi. Here is the flop.
think 8s is a fold here, 10s is a call, 9s is so close.
Right in the middle. Oh, and he flops a set. And it is over, folks. Gigi is going to eliminate. Oh, wow. And Carson gets the ace on the river, but it's not enough. Gigi flops a set of 9s and eliminates Carson Winokur.
Yeah, and again, ripping that many big blinds. Ooh. I think he had about 150K.
Yeah, I
He
remember.
could have I think the open was to what 14, 16. Could have made it.
35. I said 35.
That's a little small from the big blind. Could have made it maybe 40. Yeah, 40, 45K. Doesn't need to go quite 3x.
At least anything.
More doesn't need to
At
go
least
more than
that way,
3.5x.
it gives you a chance that if the board doesn't, if he doesn't, you don't
Right.
flop the board, hit the board, then you can actually bail out.
Right. And obviously with that flop, GG would probably obviously that flopping top set would have checked. Not sure what Carson would have done if he would have maybe continuation bet small there or just go ahead and rip it in.
And but the thing is, the ace on the river. I don't think Carson loses his whole stack, but I think he loses a chunk.
Yeah.
With that ace when that ace hits the
But
river.
he definitely could have preserved some chips in that spot. At that stack depth, I'm not liking getting all your chips in, especially to a big stack that has you covered. And we have a new player on the future table in the 7th seat. There we go with the camera angles rotating.
There we go.
Sure, his name will pop up here shortly in the 8th seat.
I think it's the 9 seat.
Oh, the 9th seat. That's the 9th seat. Okay.
Prehistoric and Ice Age? That's what you're saying, guys?
It's warming up in here. Since I turned on the heater, it makes it bearable in the booth.
I know, that's right. It's basically, we're trying to find some way to offset the cool booth that they have given us. We'll have to figure out a way when the weather changes over to cooler days that we make sure we
Right.
switch over. That way we're not a freezer in here. So
It doesn't help that literally in this small room we have an air vent that occupies a third of the ceiling space.
It's
so
I mean,
we're literally right under it.
I mean, I appreciate it now. I mean, I probably won't in like 4 months.
Right.
But here we go. We're back in under the Daniel's under the gun. He's got 4-3 suit offsuit. He's gonna fold.
Just over 20 big blinds for Danny. Again, the WSOP Choctaw main event winner just a few weeks ago.
It's gonna get folded over to. And Sean is set. I'm all in.
72.
Oh, and Stan wakes up
Oh,
with
with
aces.
aces. Oh, and
And he
reshoves.
shoves.
Similar stack
And Andrew's
sizes.
got ace 8.
Probably going to see folds all the way around.
That's a fold. He's got 2 sevens.
He's going to fold. He can't with that action. He can't call.
After an all in, an open all in, and a reshove. I think,
Sean just with his first hand sitting down wakes up to King Jack
and he's
suited.
going to run into Stan, who has aces. Here's the flop. Flop comes 10-3-6. No help.
Yeah,
It's got to be help. He's got to get help on the turn. Oh, he's made top set, but it gives Sean a straight draw.
needs a queen and
No,
misses.
and
Sean Rizvi eliminated after only being at the feature table for one hand. Stan Hawley chipping up significantly over 32 big blinds now, picking up just shy under 85,000 on that hand. And just like that, we lose another player. 32 players remaining with about half the level left to go.
wow, look at that. Looking at loud and gets aces.
Seven-handed on this feature table. Again, probably going to move somebody over here very shortly.
Pretty sure I'll last longer if I don't get any big cards. I'll keep folding. Big cards, I haven't been winning on them.
With
Here we go.
32 left here in the remaining last flight. just after midnight.
6 to the 9th hole.
Craig and I trying to conserve our energy
And
after the last few days.
Andrew's going to raise it up for us. He's moved all in with the kids game, AC Deucey.
15 big blinds,
Gary's
shoving ace,
10-6, and Daniel's got queen 9.
and gets it through, picks up
He's
the
gonna-
blinds.
He's going to scoop up some blinds and annies.
Buttons in the 4.
Up to nearly 20 big blinds. I think maybe 17, 18 big blinds now for Andrew.
Here's the chip
18
count.
big blinds.
Gigi with that pot. It's over the 400,000 chip mark. Gary hanging in there with just under 20, and Andrew both hanging in there with under 20 bigs. Action's going to be on Gigi. He's got 6 deuces of spades. He's going to probably lay this down.
15,000 from the 9.
Throwing my cards over here. I'm like, sitting behind here.
And Stan Hawley under the gun +1 with ace queen suited. Makes it 15K, 3X. Danny folding with a small eye with king 10 off.
Stan picking up some pots here.
Danny letting the table know, letting Stan know that he almost re-ripped it right there. Wisely did not opted to do that. Saved himself some chips. Gigi and Vandy, this featured table's overwhelming chip leaders here at the feature table. Other middling stacks with 2 or 3 players under 20 big blinds.
Action over to what looks like to me. It's going to get folded over to Gigi. And he's going to get a. Oh, excuse, yeah, Gigi's going to get a walk.
He gets to walk in the big blind.
Yeah, he got to walk the big line when he's 8 deuce.
We haven't seen too many walks over the past few days. Made less than 5.
I know, right?
31 left. Just lost another player. Seven-handed here at this feature table. Mr. Lynch, 40 big blinds. Stan Holly, 34 big blinds. Danny, less than that. Andrew Dinger under the gun folds Jack 6 off. Mr. Lynch folding ace 5 off. Hasn't been involved in any hands yet since he's been moved to the feature table. Danny Marks raising
30K from the 6.
Jack 10 off. Vandy with his big chip stack 3-betting to 30K.
8 folds. 5.
It's going to fold all the way back to Danny, who's going to fold.
I think as at this point in time with big stacks like this, and in most regards, they will always try to isolate the table as best as they can.
Again, using your big chip stack to put other players on the table in tough positions, that's what he did there with Danny. Got him to fold Jack 10 off after Danny opens with that hand.
We're moving on to the next hand.
Mr. Lynch probably going to get involved with this hand
He's
first
got
hand.
King
40 big blinds, King 10
of
suited.
diamonds.
If you are not in the seat after I pitch the last card, your hand will be killed. I don't care.
Gary's telling the guy it's actually what happened. I guarantee you that's what he's asking.
Makes it 11,500.
If you're not in your seat after I finish dealing, your hand is going to be automatically dead.
Terrell letting the table know that one of the TDA rules here that if you are not seated or within arm's length distance of your seat by the time the last card hits the button,
Your hand is dead.
your hand is dead.
Oh, as I look towards the chat again, We got Phil says you guys are great, but too many pop-ups that block the screen.
Yeah, Phil, I know. That's definitely something I let Eric know. I think it's just part of the software. I'll definitely let him know that again at the end of the stream. Allison, thank you for your comment. We really appreciate that. And right now, it's really tough to get Eric in here to fix an issue like that because he's going to actually sit here and actually reprogram. And Eric is in charge of our action tracker with all the action on the feature table.
I agree.
Hopefully something he can take care of before we stream day 2 tomorrow. But again, thank you for letting us know. Apologies for that. Suggestion duly noted. Again, outside of that, what other suggestions do you have in the viewers in the live chat? We'll definitely take to heart. Thank you for again.
It won't be the first. It won't be the last. So by all means, allow us to, because you are the viewers, allow us what we can do to make this stream better, to increase our viewership, to increase our subscribers. We, honestly, you are the reason why we do it.
Andrew Dinger with less than just over 15 big blinds, ripping 7-5 suited from the small blind after a lip from Stan Holloway on the button. Don't think he's going to be calling this off.
No, far from it.
Just going to posture up here. And we'll fold. Looks like he has his Lucky Rock there as a card protector.
Everybody has one. Maybe not. Everybody may not have Lucky Rock, but everybody always has that one thing they need in order to be able to play a big tournament, big cards, make a tough decision, make a tough laydown.
I'd mentioned that this screen popping up to Eric already, and I believe his response was that if it doesn't pop up, we as the commentary booth and the viewers won't know where everything is. I think it pops up every few hands just programmed into the system like that. That could be the default. I don't know. So, again,
We will try our best in regards to,
I need to get a pen in here and write that suggestion down.
absolutely.
There was another one. No, I think that was the same comment Terrence made earlier before we weren't able to get back on after the last flight.
10,000 from the 5C, raised to 10K from the 5C. 6, 7,
Danny under the gun opens under the gun
9 fold.
with ace queen off. Andrew Dinger with pocket sixes could probably folds.
Fold.
Knowing that under the gun opens pretty strong.
3 fold. Heads up action.
Gary calling the raise with ace-5 of hearts. This is now right here. This is actually a flop that favors Gary's big blind defending range. Not very good for Daniel's under the gun opening range. Good see Danny check. Good check back here. Oh, ace on the turn. Gary's gonna check. Danny's gonna bet. 3 spades out there with the best hand.
17,000.
Makes it 17,000, slightly over half pot.
Gary does have that inside straight draw.
He's gonna fold.
Yeah, obviously, you get 3 spades on the board and
And an ace hitting the term.
and an ace.
There's no way he can find a call. And he wisely folds. I'm going to step out of the booth because I need caffeinated beverages to keep me going through the night. You need anything, Craig?
I believe so. Just let it. Yes, if you could bring a cappuccino.
Cappuccino?
with 5 Splenda.
5 Splenda will do. I'll be back in the booth here in a few minutes.
I will still be here, folks, and we're going to keep going through the night. We got 31 players. Remember, we're going to play down to 13. Here are our chip counts. Gigi with the big chip lead here, 443,000. Vanny back behind him, and Gary holding up the short stack.
Ready to play for 17,500.
Gary's going to make it 17,500. Daniel Marks with 10-3. I think he's going to let this go. It's going to be a raising. Take it for Gary.
Did you pick up any towels? Did you pick up any towels?
Here's our current count: 37 playing people, 6 all-ins, 1 all-in. Here's the chip counts. Gary's still holding on. Mr. Lynch on the cutoff with King, Queen of Spades. He's going to come in for a raise. Vandy with the, my favorite, 7-6 of hearts.
Between the 6 and the 2. Action, 6 and the 3. Action's going to be on the 6 heat first. Check it out. Check.
Flop comes down 6-3, 9, 2 spades. Vandy is open-ended. Mr. Lynch has a flush draw.
Call from the 6. Turn. Check it back. 6 heat. Check. Action's on the 3 seat.
And Mr. Lynch now has top pair with his flush draw.
WK Key, your $5 power pot seats are available. WK and your $5 power pot seats are available.
We got 30 players, folks, left. Remember, we're going to play down to 13. We have less than 4 minutes left in this current level. Here are our chip counts. Gigi on top with 440,000. Gary Sixkiller is just hanging in there with under 20 bigs. Going under the gun here, Stan has 9-6 off. Gonna lay this down. Andrew's got a good double hand.
TK.
And Daniel Mark's got an ace and a half. He's got ace 4.
Full 7 seat call, heads up action going to the flop.
Flop comes down. 5, queen, king. The 2 3s are still
Danny
ahead.
Danny definitely can use these overcards as scare cards.
9K from the 5.
GG folds, even though he had the best hand. Good aggression there by Danny. Did he open the button? I just got back in the booth.
I don't believe so.
Okay. No, yeah, I think he just slipped. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Because there was 12 and a half, 17 and a half. Slips the button. Craig, I've been told that our cappuccino and coffee will be delivered here shortly.
Yay.
Starting to lose a little steam here. Hopefully they reboot me up.
I know, right? We got to be able to get up and
Oh, he raised 10K, Eric. Thank you.
got to raise it. Oh, thanks, Eric. We are under 2 minutes left in this level.
Full action's on 4 seat, 4 seat.
Yeah, I just walked back in the booth after putting in our coffee order. So, thanks for letting us know that, Eric.
Turn bet is 15K.
Folds to the button. Vandy using his chip stack to his advantage, raising ace deuce off. GG folding in the small blind. Stan having pocket 7s. Good 3-bet here.
He could.
Call from the 9.
Just calls.
Here's flop.
On the border, 3-9-3. Stan's going to check, and I think Vandy's going to continuation bet.
I would.
I would like to see Stan. Obviously, he doesn't know what Vandy has. I like to see him check raise here, knowing that that's a board that favors him more than Vandy's button open. At least call one street.
I agree. At least pull one off.
13,000.
And does raise to 30,000. Stan Holly with the check
I
raise.
just think he's just trying to. He's going to say, "Hey, I got chips. Let's use them," and just going to blow this guy off.
But I think he knows that Vandy's using his chip stack as aggression to the small and big blind and gets Vandy to fold ace high. Good check raise by Stan there in the big blind. I feel like Stan just heard me. Either Vandy has a pair there or he doesn't. Or either Vandy has an overpair there or he doesn't. Even with a hand like ace, queen, king, queen, can't really call a check raise. Don't want to really float with overs on that spot. And a knock at the door, and our coffee is being delivered by Miss Andrea. Thank you so much. Which one's the cappuccino? I think this is cappuccino.
Yeah, I think so too. So, all right, late night, folks.
Yeah, toast.
Toast. Cheers. And GD on the button. He's cheersing as well. He's got ace jack. He's going to make it 16,000 to go.
Okay. He's also using his big chip stack size as well. I believe Gigi's the chip leader at this table.
Yes, he is. He's sitting with over 400,000 chips.
I'm not going to lie, viewers in the chat, every time I see this screen pop up on the live stream, I'm going to think of all your comments regarding it. I've definitely now noticed it as much as you guys. Yeah, Gigi is the chip leader with 438,000 over 85 big blinds. Danny, Andrew, and Gary under 22 big blinds here. Middling stacks with Mr. Lynch with 49 and Stan Holly, 30, just over 30.
Here we go, folks. Obviously, Gary under the gun. He's got 10-3. Daniel's got the hammer. 7 deuce he's going to fold. Up the G. It's going to go to Stan on the button. He's got 4-3. Andrew in the small blind with king 10. And he's going to move all in. Mr. Lynch folds. He's going to take down some blinds and antes.
I think we have about 28 players now. 28, 29 players.
I think it's the same. I think we're still at 30.
I'm not going to lie, after everyone's made the comment, I haven't paid attention. I just overlook the Poker Atlas tournament clock screen. Vandy under the gun +1 with jacks. Going to open here.
He's going to come in for a raise for sure.
18,000 from the
He's going to
Makes
make
it 18,000.
go. Gigi's going to fold.
Pretty big sizing. Nearly 4x.
Mr. Lynch with queen jack.
Suited. Obviously not knowing that Vandy's blocking trip outs. Folds.
He's going to fold. Gary,
Gary
folds.
folds.
And he's going to win the pot.
Picking up the blinds. And again, as you see us lose players throughout the night,
about a minute, 3.5 minutes.
if I'm not... Eric, you know what? I think you're right. Eric makes a comment in the Facebook stream saying that if he's not mistaken, every time the chip counts update each hand, then Poker Atlas shows, and then the chip counts. That makes sense. No, that's correct. That's correct.
All right. We got Stan in the hijack. He's got queen 10. Uh-oh, Mr. Lynch. I think this is the moment he's been waiting for during this stream. He's
Done a
woken
3-bet.
He's woken up with 2 kings.
Hasn't played many hands. I think it's only been in one hand since he's been moved to the feature table.
I believe so. One hand that's gone to the river.
Going to 3-bet here on the button. What sizing is he going to use? 45 to 55K. Let's see.
Got a raise coming from 3C playing for 38.
38K small sizing.
38,000. Gary's going to fold the Jack 7. Daniel's got Ace Jack.
Doesn't like the spot.
And a big decision there. Calling 38 would be nearly 40% of his stack.
If he had a hand like Ace Queen, he could re-rip it. But he's got a hijack open and a 3-bet from Mr. Lynch, who has not played any hands. And I know that's something he's taking into account. Danny, a thinking player both on the cash side and the tournament side. Obviously winning WSOP Choctaw Main just a few weeks ago. I think he's going to come to the conclusion to fold. And he folds, wisely folds. Stan Hawley here has a decision to make, probably will be folding.
I don't know if you can. Yeah, there's the laydown. Mr. Lynch is going to win this pot. $29 players, ladies and gentlemen. 29 players. We're going to go until we have 13 left. Here's the chip counts.
3 players under 20 big blinds. Stan in the middle with 25 big blinds. Mr. Lynch picking up some blinds, some chips there, moving up to 266K for 44 big blinds. And our 2 chip leaders, GG and Vandy, with over 70 and 55 chips respectively. GG under the gun with pocket queens, gonna open to 18-5. Mr. Lynch in the cutoff.
Oh, Gigi has woken up.
I think
the Pointer Sisters.
I think you're just gonna
The
cold call here
Hilton Sisters, two
in
queens.
position. Again, under the gun opens really strong here from Gigi. Just calls. Folds around to Vandy, who has queen 10 off, going to fold. We're going to see a flop here with 52K in the middle.
2 queens for Gigi, 2 8s for Mr. Lynch. Here's the flop.
Oh,
Wow. Mr. Lynch has flopped a set of 8s. Gigi has a pair, has an overpair and a straight draw. And he makes the 35,000 to go.
there's lots of draws. It's a really connected board with a flush draw, straight draw. Bottom set here, he's definitely gonna raise here, I think. At least I would.
I would raise with it, here, especially with this board, I would raise with a set of 8s.
Yeah. Just calls.
He just smooth calls it.
Oh, and a bad card. And again, you know, if he gets it in there,
And Gigi's going to make a bet.
looks about 50,000, 45,
I think it's like 55?
65,
65,000.
half pot, and you're not liking this board.
You're not liking the 8, but you're not liking there's a 4-card straight on the board.
And maybe he called there to evaluate a turn to see if a card like this, obviously it's the worst card in the deck for bottom set here.
Yeah, it's gonna be something how he can get away. I don't know how you can get away with from this. You flop a set, but there's a 4-card straight on the board.
You know, he could be putting them on pocket kings, pocket aces. What a tough spot. Chat, let us know what you would do if you're in the spot if you're Mr. Lynch. You folding here? You gonna call? It's a big bet from Gigi here on a very connected board, electing to bet half pot. Mr. Lynch in the tank, again, sorry with the camera ankles, is going to be getting that taken care of. And for those of you in the chat, do you guys like to hear the table talk? If there's table talk, you like to hear commentators, mixture of both? Let us know.
Let us know.
I mean, he's looking for the board to pair him. Mr. Lynch still in the tank.
This is a tough. This
And folds.
wow.
Makes the correct
what
fold.
A great fold. Folding a set of eights.
What a big lay down there.
Gigi makes the
And here-
high straight and
yeah.
lays down a set.
And here's the thing. If he would have ripped it all in or raised there on the turn, GG would have called with an overpair and a gut shot to a straight. And maybe GG would have checked, and then it would have gone check on the turn. I don't know. Great fold, Eric, I agree. And Allison, thank you, Mixture Poth. Can you guys hear the tabletop here? The table talk on the overhead mics? I know you definitely can hear Terrell because I can.
Yeah, no, we both can.
I'm going to get a pen and write some of these suggestions down.
I know, right?
'Cause I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head and I can't. I'm going to sneak out of the booth here to get a pen from the front desk. Put some suggestions down that you have in the chat. Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, he's going to get some. It's going to be Andrew with King Jack, Vandy with Queen 9. Andrew flops the King with a Florida Ace 4 King. He's going to lead out for 20,000. And Vandy lays it down.
Told me to pause? 6 folds, yes. We're going to have that conversation tomorrow. They're about to break the table. They're about to-
And apparently, I guess, we're at a, there's a,
No, when I walked out there to ask about this, they were breaking a table. So there's not a redraw. The redraw's at 18.
okay, yeah, I figured as much as like, I think, yeah, they was going to just do a reseating,
Right.
but not a full reseating. Just moving a few players, not breaking them with 1 to 2 down to 2. So, but we got 27 players, folks. We're almost there. We're going to go till we get to 13, and those 13 will come back. Well, since it's 12:42 a.m. on Sunday, we'll come back later on today.
I'm considering not leaving and just taking a nap on the couches. I don't know. I've done it before. Here are kind of notes I'm taking on ways to improve the live stream. Trying to get rid of the pop-up screen with the clock and chip count every hand. The camera angle is not rotating on a normal basis. Something I have to override here on my end. Anything else? Just a few minutes here as we break a fourth table now that we're down to 27. We are not in the middle of a redraw.
It's about, what is Tulsa, 2.5 or 3 hours?
Oklahoma City, right?
Yeah, but it's different. I think you go a different route. You go the turnpike. That's what 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say it's closer to 5. I was thinking Tulsa. I think Oklahoma City is like 3.
Yeah, I think the table talk now is just talking about some future WSOP circuit events. I heard him talking about Tulsa. Thought I heard Council Bluffs in there. Heard Cherokee in there. I have a friend that's playing Cherokee right now.
Oh, he gets to be big fly. Hi, ma'am. You got down to Round Rock at all?
No, I haven't played anywhere out here.
You just go check in with them before you sit down, boss.
He just told me to sit down here.
Oh, yeah, you gonna chip that too?
They got your chip count too?
Yeah. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, as long as they got your chip count.
You want me to sit here?
As long as they got your chip count, that's all.
Again, folks, we are just
Looks like we're adding a player or two to the feature table.
Yep.
As they break that 4th table down to 3 tables.
27 players left, folks. 27 players.
For those of you new to the chat, this is our last flight of the Summer Jam 100K guarantee, where we have smashed the guarantee over $200,000. Oh, that's one thing I need to check while we're on this mini breaking down. See what the payout is.
Yep.
See if I have it down that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna step out of the booth. See if you have anything. Phil Stumbo, again, I like the stream. I thought he really liked the stream once, but it's okay. You can like the stream twice.
We'll take all
Take
the
it.
likes we can get.
What you got here? 1,000 and 1,000? 1,000 over there, Gary? That's it? 3,000?
Chip exchange. We are racing off the purple 500 chips exclusively. We're going to play on just the 2 with the yellow chips worth 1,000, the pink chips worth 5,000.
You raced already?
Here we are, folks. We are in level 14. We made the
Eric Turner liked the stream
Hey,
again. Let's
Eric.
go.
Let's go. All right.
All right, so a couple questions asked. The payouts for the tournament will be announced here shortly. I think we have a break. This screen says a 15-minute break in 19 minutes. That's not correct. It's actually going to be in another hour or so. We will have the final payouts for the tournaments for the remaining 60. That will be restarting tomorrow at noon, 1 and 2. For those of you in the chat, and just wondering in general, for those 60 players that will be bagging and tagging for tomorrow, we will get the table draws, the seat numbers, immediately after the end of this flight, hopefully within a half hour, which could be 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. We will be posting that on our Facebook page here at Poker House Dallas. So look for that update. For those of you that I have bagged for tomorrow, probably want to get some sleep, get some rest, but look at our Facebook page.
I'm hoping probably that y'all will check on that if you made it in the morning and not right now, although you might as well watch the stream with us to kind of see who's going to get down to these. We got 27 players left. We just need half of what's left to get down to our final 13, and that'll be a wrap on the flights. And then later on today begins the dash for the cash.
In less than 11 hours.
Oh, wow.
Better to be safe than never, I guess.
We're already playing on 3 in the morning.
All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and shuffle the field, please.
Why y'all playing 3
If you heard on the overhead mic, we are now back in play with the final 27. Need to lose 14 players to get down to our final 13, who will be making it to day 2 tomorrow. It starts at noon.
Or in our case, like,
And Kush, yes, to your question, is everyone in the money already? Whoever has bagged in playing tomorrow, that is correct. Part of the way they structured the tournament was to pay the top 10% of each flight. So those playing tomorrow are in the money. Again, I don't know what that min cash is going to be. I will know within the next hour and a half. Those will be posted on Poker Atlas, and I will read them aloud here on the live stream. And I know that Eric, the one that's been manning the action tracker, is going to address that. Probably going to do that in the 15-minute break, hopefully. So, yes, to answer your question, Ankush, everyone is in the money. Missed the action on that hand. Pocket sevens winning.
Ace-queen, I'm winning.
27 players, folks. We're going to play down to 13. Here are our chip stacks. GG has eclipsed the 500,000 chip mark. We got Gary hanging in there with less than 10 big blinds.
A couple of new faces to the feature table, Anthony Demore and somebody else I did not look up quick enough. One of the lower chip stacks. I'm sure with each hand that will pop up.
I believe it's the gentleman in the 2-seat.
In the 2-seat, okay.
It's going to be on Andrew first. He's got 10-8. Yeah. Oh, sorry, no, that is Anthony.
Anthony Demore, yes. New to the feature table, folds King 3 off under the gun +1.
GG waking up with aces on the button.
Rich keep getting richer. Let's go, GG.
It's Lucas. It's this gentleman right here.
Lucas McCory.
He's going to lay it down. Stan's going to lay it down. He's sitting here going, why can't I get any action with aces? And he shows aces.
That's one of the frustrating things, getting pocket aces and not getting paid at all. But also it's just equally as frustrating getting aces and getting rags. So I guess sealing down the blinds is fine.
I know, I mean, it's so bad. It literally is like having aces and not getting action. It's like having a cute puppy that accidentally pees on your new carpet.
That's an interesting analogy. That's one that I definitely would not have come up with on my own. Mr. Craig Dobson here in the booth, the master and king of analogies. And Kush, anytime, no problem. For those of you in the chat, anyone here that have bagged for tomorrow, we'd love to hear from you. Maybe watching, maybe get some intel from players that may be making the feature table tomorrow. And Lucas, newcomer to the table, raising to 21,000 on the button after a flat by Gary. Andrew in the big blind with ace king off, electing to 3-bet rip it for his remaining 22 big blinds. Putting him in a tough spot. Lucas trying to make a move on the button, looking over his shoulder to see how many players are left with blind levels. You know, if he folds, how many chips does he have left here? Would have approximately 11 big blinds in this spot. Lays it down. And I'm sure some of these players have crossed each other at some point through this tournament. You know, as they rotate tables, move tables, players bust and consolidate tables. Probably doesn't know. Ooh, Johnny, I'll find that out. Thank you for that question. We'll come back to. So I have payouts. I have table draw, seat draw. Question?
3, 4, 5.
All these questions you have at least regarding tomorrow, I will get answered hopefully within the next hour, hour and a half. I know you're up, Johnny, because you should be on baby duty right now after playing late last night. At least that's what I would. That's the position I would take if I was Kara.
All in from the 8, 9
Oop.
seat folds, 1 seat
Taking
folds.
notes, not paying attention to the action. Let's see what we got here.
Actions on the 6.
All I know is Lucas McCory's all in for 68K, A6. Vandy folding ace jack. GG with king 10. It's not going to be a significant hit to a stack. %15 of a stack. Makes the call. Won't like seeing the news. Lucas heads up with GG. Lucas going heads up with GG. All in, looking to double up. Ace is still ahead at ace high with the jack of clubs. Lucas getting the much needed double up. Now chips up just to below 30 big blinds, up to 165,000. Little more than halfway through this level, with 26 players remaining, with the blind levels at 3,000 for the small blind, 6K for the big blind, and 6K big blind ante. Next level, level 15, the blinds will go up to 4K, 8K, and 8K big blind ante. Yeah, Eric, I think you're right. I'm pretty sure it was Thursday 1A flight, and I believe you're right. It's either 15 or 16. I'm not sure how much time was remaining in that level. Again, I will get that clarified here on my little note taker at the break, and we'll update the chat. I know Johnny's going to be up. Thank you again, Eric, Bill, Johnny, for tuning into our live stream, and all the other viewers, Allison, and Kush. Johnny, how many chips did you bag for tomorrow?
Wow. Okay.
Okay, again, I'm.
But on the other note, I count. On the other note, we got Stan with aces on a 3-bet. Vandy's going to make this call with King, Queen of Hearts.
There's going to be 115,000 in the pot.
This is a huge flop, and the flop comes 10-9-7.
He's going to check and add Stan,
all in.
standard rip. 70% of the
Yeah,
pot, I believe,
and
give or take.
Vandy can't call this.
Not enough backdoor equity here to make this call.
It's merely a inside straight draw. He's drawing to a jack and a jack only.
Vandy going to make the lay down here. Stan hasn't taken these lines before, 3-betting, ripping flop. So he's got to know he's got a pretty nutted hand here.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those situations where you
545,000, Johnny. It's a good bag.
You have to assume that and that's a fold. You have to assume that when a player like that, when he makes the 3-bet, he's gonna continue on the flop and he's gonna do it big.
I mean, the stack to pot ratio at that point was less than 1, so there's really no other move than to rip it.
Six players left. We're under the 10-minute mark in this level. Gigi with a stranglehold on the chip lead at this feature table, 469,000. Gary with 53,000, under 10 big blinds. And now I believe it. And Daniel's going to move all in with 2 6s. Stan has ace-9. He's going to fold. Andrew in the cutoff with 8 deuce. Stan, he folds. Andrew was going to lay down the 8 deuce. And Anthony's going to lay the 7-4. Mr. Lynch with queen 5 in the small, and Gary with 2 queens. Gonna make the call for less. Gary with 2 queens, Daniel with 2 6s, but Gary will be the one all in. Here's the flop. It comes ace, ace, 9. Oh, 6 on the turn. A 6 on the turn, and Gary has been knocked out of the tournament.
Hi-ya.
He couldn't have.
I tell you what, earlier Daniel had a bad beat. I believe he had a pocket aces earlier and got knocked out with a bad beat.
And now with
On this
wow.
on this flight, instead of on the receiving and on the giving end of a bad beat there. Danny chips up to 153,000, now over 25 big blinds, putting him in a better position now with some hands that he can play with, doesn't have to make any moves.
One big blind up
25 players left. Wow. I think that's something else. I think honestly we've had. Oh, that's another thing. That is another thing too because
Oh, Stan had ace nine.
Dan
there?
had ace nine.
Well,
there.
like I
He
said, I
would've
just
made-
walked back in the booth.
He would have made aces full.
Hiya. John, do you guys know updated backs for tomorrow? In terms of the flights that have already been completed, up to flight E, do I know? I do know that they have an updated chip count through flight E. Has it been released yet? I don't think so. Maybe we can get them to do that during the break.
Yeah, not me. I don't know. Use it.
Here we go, folks. We got 24 players left. We are 11 away from reaching our number in the final flight. And here's the VPIP ratios for the table. Gigi's gonna act under the gun. He's gonna make the call. Lucas is gonna fold. Stan's gonna let the double down hand go, bet 20. And Andrew with 2 deuces is gonna call
Looking to set mine, Mr. Lynch in the cutoff.
with Kojak, King Jack of Hearts.
Keep coughing in your hands.
I wouldn't be surprised if he used his hand as a 3-bet squeeze. He's got that look in his eye. And he's carving out chips for a 3-bet.
Absolutely.
Current bet is 24,000.
I like the size.
24,000 to go.
6 going.
Vandy's gonna fold. Daniel folds. Gigi folds.
It's going to get through, I think.
And Andrew with 2 deuces. He's gonna lay it down.
Mr. Lynch with the 3-bet squeeze in the cutoff with King Jack suited. I just had a feeling he had that look in his eye.
Like, let me see if I can steal this.
What size am I? I think at that
me
point
see
he
if I
was
can
trying to
get this-
figure what
steal
size
this
he was
pie.
going to use.
I think I can do. I have the position. I have this position. Let's go with this. And he did. And it
Again,
worked.
he hasn't been playing too many. I think he's only been involved in the 3 or 4 hands in the past hour and a half since we restarted after the 20-minute break going into the last half of the stream here. So a 3-bet from him.
comes with some levity because he has not tried to get out of line. He's created a very strong position.
And that's a hand definitely you can 3-bet squeeze with. You're blocking a lot of, ace-king combinations. You're blocking king-queen, blocking pocket jacks, blocking pocket kings. So knowing that he had a suited Broadway 1-gapper, electing to use that hand in late position to 2 limps as a 3-bet squeeze. Oh, actually, it wasn't a 3-bet because it was just limp. So Alexa just raised. So I apologize. Not a 3-bet squeeze because there was no open from early middle position. Just raised. Squeeze nonetheless, and a great squeeze, getting the limpers behind him to fold. Picking up action here, hand 34. In the back half of the live stream here on the last flight.
1 fold. 2 folds.
And it's going to fold over to Mr. Lynch. He's got the 1-gapper 7-5. He's going to lay it down.
3 folds. 5 folds.
Button folds. It looks like it's going to be a blind versus blind spot.
Vandy with 9 deuce. And Gigi
Vandy
with-
limps in with the small one with 9 deuce.
And Gigi wakes up with Big Slick.
Just grabs chips. I don't even know if he even knew how many chips that he grabbed.
think
I just grabbed some chips and just put them in the middle.
I think this is enough of the raise. We'll just throw these chips in there. Let's see.
I'm not sure what it is. It feels like enough pinks. And again, for those of you in the chat, the yellow chips are $1,000, and the pinks are $5,000. And if we get to that point in the live stream tonight, maybe not, the blue chips, light blue chips, are $25,000. I don't see any of those chips on the table yet, but that could.
No, let's be honest. That will happen tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely tomorrow.
Because you have to remember, it's like we had over 500 entrants, which means there were 20 million chips in play.
Okay.
Over 20 million chips in play.
15,000 from the
Folds to the hijack, Mr. Lynch. Gets queen 9 suited. Opening to 15,000. 2.5x. The big blind.
King it folded.
Between the 3 seat and the 7
CG
You got
calling with Jack 10 suited.
and Lucas in the big blind.
I think he folds.
He folds.
It doesn't look like he has cards. And the flop with
Queen 4 Jack. Wow.
Mr. Lynch is gonna continue. I see GG calling here with middle pair and backdoor hearts.
He's going to pull one off.
7 checks.
But the board pairs fours.
C3.
I still think Mr. Lynch is gonna bear. Oh, he just checks check to the turn with a 10.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait.
Ooh, now Gigi thinks he's a good. He's got jacks and tens.
He's gonna think he's betting for value on the river.
with jacks and tens, but the queens up are ahead, and they're gonna win this pot. He's gonna lead out with the queens.
Makes it 27,000.
Now,
GG looking to check raise here on this river.
now here's the thing about it. He's looking at this going. He has two pair jacks and tens. Is it?
Oh no, it is Mr. Lynch. His jacks and tens have been counterfeited, so I apologize. I
Exactly.
totally overlooked that.
And Gigi's thinking, okay,
Is he gonna check raise here, or is he just gonna call? Just gonna make the call.
make the call,
Gonna see the bad news.
and shows a queen for queens and fours. Gigi's gonna roll over his jack 10. It's no good.
Jacks and 4s with a queen kick. Yeah, he
My apologies, Chad. I thought
And-
initially that GG had the best two pair when Mr. Lynch had turn two pair with queens and nines. Queens and fours with a 9 kicker.
And Mr. Lynch quietly has almost reached the 300,000 chip level.
Just under 50 big blinds. Again, when he was moved to this feature table after the break, was very quiet, had a decent chip stack when he moved to this feature table, but just quietly over the last few hands just picked up some pretty good hands, using some raises with that King Jack suited just a few hands ago, getting some value out here on the river with a two pair holding better than GG's two pair, and now built a chip stack up to nearly 300,000.
We are at the last hand of this level. After this level, blinds will go up to 4,000, 8,000 with an 8,000 big blind ante. That means for these players, it is 20,000 chips around, which means now the decisions will be made a little bit quicker, because now the hands that you thought you had, the stack that you thought you have, has now shrunk just by a little bit.
AC folds. 9C folds. Winner. But
And if I can get these questions answered during the 15-minute break, the payout, the table draws, and what level we're coming back to, Craig and or I will jump in a few minutes before the restart and let the stream know. So we'll be letting everybody now down to 23 players. Just starting level 15, as Craig stated. We'll be having a 15-minute break in less than an hour.
Action's going to be on Anthony. He's got 9-7 under the gun. He's going to fold.
Down to 23 players left in level 15.
It's
Just
going to
start.
fold across to Vandy. Vandy's going to make it 15,000 to go with Queen 10 offsuit. Gigi's going to fold. Lucas folds. Stand with the hammer. He's going to lay it down. Andrew's going to lay it down. It's going to be a raise and take it for Vandy.
Vandy taking down the blinds.
"23 players, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think once they get the payouts posted, I think that screen that you guys have been complaining about will actually post the prize pool.
I know, right?
That may be the only time that screen will serve its cause
Because
on the live stream.
Because obviously it won't be able to put up all 60 places. So obviously it'll probably put up 10 places at a time. So.
Yeah. But again, once we get the payouts updated, they will automatically be input into Poker Atlas. So those of you that are bagging and tagging tomorrow can go to Poker Atlas and should be able to see the payouts for the restart tomorrow.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Did GG wake up again? I mean, honestly, is he getting hit in the head?
And
with
he's
his
definitely
deck
getting
like
hit in the
Samuel?
face with the deck.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Andrew just trying to make a move with ace-4. He's
On
going to
hearts.
all in.
Gigi's going to fold all the way back around to
This
Gigi makes a
is gonna-
snap call. Doesn't even need to think about it. I mean, I guess.
I mean,
This is really no thinking spot.
it's He's like he's just getting a count here.
I mean, he doesn't like it. But, I mean, you're getting in with queens here 100% of the time.
Absolutely.
147, Gary.
And you're sitting here, he's like, you got GD that's has nearly 500,000. I know it's going to cost him about a little over 25% of his stack, but with two queens.
And makes the call.
makes
Here we
the
go
call.
to the flop.
Here we go. It's ace-4 for Andrew, two queens for Gigi. Gigi sitting as a almost 3-2 favorite.
Craig and I standing up in the booth.
Here's the flop. Oh!
My goodness.
Andrew has flopped.
Andrew
Nuts.
flopped. Oh,
Wait, no, he's got a straight flush redraw.
what is going on? Don't do it to him, Terrell. Oh, man. What
Wow.
a crazy flop there. Andrew Dinger gets it in bad with
Ace
ace
four.
four, flops the nut flush.
Wow.
GG turning the straight flush draw, needing the king of hearts and the eight of hearts,
Wow. Wow.
and a turn of
And
events.
just like that, Andrew has doubled up into the chip lead at this table.
Now over 300,000 chips, 50 big blinds. GG dropping down to 47K.
How
47 big blinds.
How crazy.
Still with a very good chip stack.
How crazy is that? They say you're going to flop a flush
Yeah.
once every 117 hands.
Holy smokes.
Would you ever think that in a point where we are so close to the bubble that all of a sudden you make a move with ace-4 and lightning in a bottle hits you, but almost takes you out at the same time?
Right? And it's crazy there because Gigi had the queen of hearts in his hand as well. So reducing, the hearts even coming out on the board on a full board run out.
Exactly, and knowing with that 10 hearts that actually gave him a redraw.
to the Omega nuts.
Whoa. So action's gonna fold to.
I think the chat would have gone bonkers if a king of hearts or an eight of hearts.
I think that might just be the worst. That might just be one of those.
If that one of those cards came out, I think I would have accidentally disconnected something here because I would have gone wild in the booth here.
I think the stream might have been broken, or either the stream might have been broken, or Andrew might have tried to hunt us down.
Right.
All right, folks, we're having to do a little bit reshuffling with our players, but action will continue. Over to Daniel, and he wakes up with 2 10s.
Give it all away on the way out.
He's got pocket 10s, the double bow Derricks.
Just over 20 big blinds for Danny.
Get my TV time.
Andrew needs to walk it off a little bit.
He needs to breathe.
Adrenaline rushing after that hand.
Needs to breathe, calm down, relax, maybe throw up. I don't know. It's one of the 5. But again,
Poker is such a sick game, Craig.
and here goes Daniel.
Danny rips it.
Here goes Daniel. He's moving all in with
Look at the action tracker to come back around.
back, forth, up, down, left, left.
All in by C5.
He's all in, up, down, left, right. A, B. Fold. 2 10s.
Yeah, he just open rips it. Yeah, that with 22 big blinds with pocket 10s, you don't want to just min raise there. I mean, because you don't want to get any hands that, queen jack suited, king jack suited, ace, ace jack to just call and out flop you. So instead of potentially seeing flop, just gets it all in for 20 big blinds there.
And folks, we are ever so close. We got 20 players left.
20 players left.
We got 20 players left.
And as soon as we lose 2 players, we will do a full table redraw. Probably will be a new feature table. Maybe with the exception of the ones that just joined the feature table not too long ago. Staying Holly with 200,000 in chips in the hijack with king jack of clubs.
Raise it.
Raising it to 22. A little bit of a big sizing, slightly under 4x. And it folds all the way around. 20 left here, level 15. 8 minutes in this level, where the blinds are 4,000 for the small blind, 8,000 for the big blind. and 8,000 for the big blind ante. We are 7-handed here on this feature table, with Andrew Dinger winning that hand, flopping the nut flush. Now the chip leader with 50K, all the way down to Danny Marks with 23 big blinds.
Time we start tomorrow.
Got some shorts, all of a sudden you're asking what kind of race car it is.
What a fun stream this evening.
Wow, I mean,
Those cars, my man.
the fact that here, there, like,
Start some dangerous things with those.
Stan Holly waking up with another big hand.
he wakes up with the double bow Derricks. He's got 2 10s. He's going to raise.
I'll tell you what, when he's opening, he's using the same sizing.
Everyone feels so much taller than me. Are you guys?
7C course. Button's right.
And it folds all the way around again,
It's a raise.
Stan.
Raise and take it.
picking up the blinds. And as the blinds get bigger, you know, stealing those blinds is a big deal.
I know, considering all things considered, that with this kind of level, what the blinds are at, you kind of have, it's no longer just, you know, a few blinds here and there. It's 20, it's going to be like, it's 15,000.
Yeah.
It's 15,000 chips just by stealing the blinds and antes.
Yeah, again, and the next level is going to jump up to 488, and the level after that is going to jump to 61212. So keep that in mind. Stanley again, getting hit in the deck, hit in the face of the deck.
Ace King.
Ace
big
King
slip.
suited.
25,000.
Talk about a sun run here. Raises at 25K.
I know Andrew's going to fold. More with King 8. Now Daniel with King Queen.
Going to ship it.
He's going to move all in.
Yeah, he does.
He's all in. I think it's going to be a
Snap call
a
from
snap
Stan.
call with the Ace King.
AC fold.
GG fold. Luke's folds. And Stan with the snap call. It's Ace King for Stan. King Queen for Daniel.
Yeah, Danny's seeing that he's in a bad spot here.
Needs some help. It comes
Needs a
7
lot of
Jack
help.
5. He needs a Queen. Now that gives him a straight draw. He needs
Queen
a
or a
10.
10.
It's
Oh.
an ace, and Daniel has been eliminated from the tournament.
GG Danny. And I believe we're now down to 19 players.
19 players.
So need to lose one more player before we go to the redraw. Again, playing down to 13 players on this last flight. We'll be taking a total of 60 players to day 2 tomorrow over the course of the 6 flights here.
Stan Holly, after coming to the table, he looks like he's up to over 380,000 in chips.
And no one here at the feature table is in significant danger. Everybody's has over 20 big blinds.
Everybody is comfortable here.
And Andrew with pocket 5 is going to open under the gun.
He's going to lead out under the gun with looks like for 20,000.
20,000.
Anthony with A6, he's going to fold.
Makes it about 3.5x.
Vandy folds. GG folds over the Stan.
Is he going to get another big hand? Oh, he doesn't. He folds.
He had ace 4. He had an ace.
He could have. He could. That's a hand you typically defend.
Absolutely.
I think he made it 20K.
Surviving, thriving.
Here's our chart of pre-flop raises. Vandy and Stan Holly pretty even, raising one out every 5 hands.
Man, we just tell everybody 6 more? Do one of those? Tell everybody 6 more? No, don't sit. Just kidding.
Anthony, action on Anthony. He's got King 6. He's gonna fold that. Vandy wakes up with 2 aces in the hijack.
Gonna open. Let's see what sizing he uses here.
He's gonna make the raise here.
18,000, 16,000.
Makes it 16. GG folds.
Just over 2.5x from the hijack with pocket aces.
And Stan with the ace 3 of hearts. He's gonna. And
Oh,
Andrew with
Andrew.
2 10s.
What's he gonna do here? Is he
Wow.
just gonna flat? Is he gonna 3-bet?
Wow, I mean, this is a very delicate situation. He picks up. He knows we're shorthanded.
And-
We're literally 6 players from bagging to the final day.
65,000 is the best.
Alexa,
Andrew's going to
3-bet.
make the play. He's going to make it 65,000 to go. It's just a question of and now with
And he gonna rip it
Vandy,
here?
It's just. A
I think Vandy's gonna.
You think he's just going to? He's just going to flat call this?
No, and here's the thing. Do you 4-bet here? You really don't have enough chips to 4-bet here. You're either just gonna call. You're definitely not folding.
No,
You're
he's-
just gonna, you're either gonna call here or just rip it in here. In
I
this
mean,
spot, I would like to rip just because Stan is in the small blind to get him potentially, and he does rip
He's
it.
all in.
Stanley's gonna definitely fold in this spot.
And I think Andrews gonna make the call. He's no choice. I think he has no choice.
Oh, I don't know.
It's 213,000. Wow, and you can see him going, what did I do? It's going to cost him another 150,000 to make this call.
And if he calls and loses, he'll have less than 100K. Still would have about 16, 17 big blinds. But just a few moments ago, he was a chip leader before is it Stan? Stan?
Yeah.
Oh, what a tough spot.
Wow. You sit here and going, I mean, obviously,
I don't blame his 3-bet here because he's going to probably want to try to get heads up versus Vandy, who was the original pre-focuser, wanting to get Stan out of the hand to get it heads up to the flop.
wait a minute. I think he is.
Tough spot.
I mean, he's sitting here going, it's like he's worked so hard. And honestly, to get that dream flop, that ace 4 hearts against 2 queens, he flops the nut flush. And even though GD turns a straight flush redraw and he survives to double through for the chip lead and lays the 10s down, that is one of the all-star folds,
Yeah.
in my opinion, of the flight.
I mean-
because you sit here heads up with 2 10s, even though he made the 3-bet, he immediately put him on a better hand and lays it down.
Good fold there. I don't blame his 3-bet there, but when someone 4-bet jam rips it on you after that line that's been taken, I think you have to fold, especially with the bubble coming up shortly. Now, if there was 30, 40 players left, he's probably going to call there and get it in, but not in that spot with position. Oh, did we lose a player?
Why they don't make it to tape? They don't make
Everybody's like racking chips.
18 people. Why they don't make it to tape?
They are making. That's what they call it. They make
Right. Bill, I agree with you 100% 10s there. At best is a flip with Vandy's line that he took.
Absolutely.
And again, if I'm pretty sure 100% that Vandy hasn't taken a line like that since being on the feature table. So again, a 4-bet rip, an open, then a 3-bet from out of position, going back to Vandy, making a 4-bet rip there. Ugh, super, super strong line. Yeah, Allison, what a fold. Good fold by Andrew there. Preserving his chips. So I think we're down to 18 players. We are going to take a little break here as they do the final 2 table redraw. And again, for those viewers, I'm going to get those maybe I can get these answered. Maybe I can get these questions answered during this redraw. So we're going to step out of the booth here for a few minutes.
And
See you shortly.
we'll be right back with the final 18. 13 are going to advance. Stay tuned.
so I can win the main ones, right? Oh, wait, TCH? Where is, oh, there he is. Eric, you ready? You got some counts for you, new players?
Oh, yes. C3.
How much?
596,000. Dusty.
D-U-S-T-Y. And Dusty. And how much? 596.
We got Matthew in C5, right? Oh, sorry.
SMU.
It's James, right?
James. What's his last name?
A lot. It should be on your tablet.
Alright, and Matthew.
Can I go by Gold Dust?
M-A-T-H-E-W.
Can I put whatever I want up there?
And M-A-T-T. Alright, last name. B. And how much you give Matt?
I got 300 and...
Yeah, 300,061.
361,000.
Correct. Seat 4 has 257.
257,000. Got it. And Dusty, what was your question?
Can I tell you what I think?
If you don't whisper it, you're over there.
Turn players take your seats. Turn players take your seats. We're going to start back up. Turn players please take your seats. This is not a break.
Oh man, we ran good in there in the cash room. Huh? We ran good in the cash room.
The last for me and you? Oh, you was sitting in the 9 seat on the 2-5. Good, give it up, man. Good.
Yeah.
James, what's your last name? Spell that?
Button sticks for the box. New players take your seats. Please stand up to 1-8 will
I'm ready.
Dealers, Shuffle deal. We are 18 players who are currently down to the first tee. 14 players will play hand to hand. And 14 players will play hand to hand. Good luck, everybody.
Stay where it is. Not when you break cable.
GD's on you. Playing for 10K. I need some more money.
No, 8K. It's 488.
Is it? Okay. It's not
Yeah, 488.
Mine's still
apologize. I'm sorry. I just was getting.
We just got down to 18, so that's why they paused.
I'll do 5K to 10K.
Yeah.
23,000 is the bet. 4 seat folded. 5 seat calls. 6, 7, 8, hold,
Just
9
that
fold.
metal thing may screw up the card.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry we are back in action. Stepped out here to get some Advil. Got a headache. I guess commentating in the booth for 3 days straight.
1 seat
In
fold.
well into the morning. Gives you a headache. Here we are with Gold Dust in the 3 seat under the gun, raising to 23,000. Folding all the way to Anthony Demore in the big blind, defending the big blind with King 9 off. Flop comes 6 of spades, 8 of hearts, 3 of hearts.
35,000 fold.
Gold Dust continuation bets.
Fold.
And Anthony folds. Gold Dust with a significant chip stack, over
Wow.
600,000.
Wow. That's something else. That's going to be huge. All right, folks. We're in the home stretch. 18 players. We got 2 full tables.
And Matt Bullens here on the feature table getting a shout out from his friend Eric Turner. 45 big blinds, 361K. And Bill, I agree with you. Played it fine. Raise fold to a rip there, especially against a player profile like Vandy there. He's not 4-bet ripping the rest of his stack there without aces or kings. Probably the bottom of his ripping range, 4-bet ripping range, queens. Probably wouldn't take that line with jacks.
Bet is 16.
Down to 18 players here. New faces to the feature table. SMU James back on the feature table. Yesterday just missing the bubble. Just missed bagging.
Fold and fold and oh wow, she's opening up a range a lot. She's gonna make this call with 10-6. Oh boy. Flop comes ace, 9, ace. James is
See, James is probably going to check here.
or
Small bet?
makes a
18, 17.
18
Value bet slightly under 1/3 pot.
But the problem is that neither
That's
of
gonna
us
fold around.
have anything. And it's going to be a raise and take it. 18 players, folks.
Could have seen him check back, let them catch up. Not too much on that board he's really worried about.
I agree.
It's fine just to take that hand down there. Gold Dust with over 600K, over 75 big blinds. Probably the chip leader with the remaining 18 left. I'm not sure.
Possibly.
Oh, and for those of you, I did not get any of those questions answered because that little small break was short. And by the time we get it here in the booth, Eric's back in the action tracker, so I didn't get any of those questions answered, unfortunately. Should be getting it in the 30-minute break. The 15-minute break in about 40 minutes. Matt Bullens under the gun with King Jack with 345,000 chips.
Okay, so it's going to be 16,000 since you pushed up to 16 first without announcing anything. So it's going to be 16,000 is going to be the actual raise.
All right, folks, that's a
It's going to be the $1,000 raise.
That's a variable. That's a very valuable lesson, folks. Remember, if you like, obviously Matt did it in 2 stacks and did not say raise, so the initial action
It's
will
just
count.
just the min raise there.
So
If you wanted
it's
to
just a min raise. He made it 16,000. Gigi is going to call with the King 10. Anthony's got Ace 3. He's going to call. Goldust with the kids game, AC Doozy. She's going to call. And James with 9-7.
Getting
he's
a
gonna
good,
get
getting
in
a
for-
good price to call.
He's going to get in for half price. We're going to go 5 ways to this flop.
What could possibly go wrong here?
And the, the flop goes 7, 5, 10. Gigi's flop top pair. Anthony's got the nut flush draw.
Could be an action flop.
James has second pair.
16,000.
And Goldust is kind of wishing, can we just try that all over again?
Call.
Gigi's going to call with top player. Anthony's got the nut flush draw, and considering what's in the pot, what's in his stack,
He could rip it right here.
I would think so, but
Selects to call.
he's just going to call.
Goldust folds.
Goldust folds. James has second pair.
Gonna fold here
He's
based off
going
of
to lay
that
it
action.
down.
Now we're 3 ways to the turn.
Here's the turn. It's a 5 that pairs the board. Gigi's 10s and 5s are leading.
Matt Bullens checks here. GG's going to take the betting lead.
Oh, he leads out for 50. Hey, is 80?
80K into what, 130?
80 or 50? I thought he said 50.
80.
Oh, he did say 80. Oh, leads out for 80.
I mean, if Anthony's gonna call, he's just gonna rip it in.
Yep, he's. I think if he knowing he's got the nuts flush draw, and still an ace is still good in this situation.
I think it was 50. I don't know. It looked like 50. I agree with you. I don't think you can call here with one card left to go.
Yeah, absolutely so.
And he called.
Oh,
he does
he's
call.
gonna call.
Gonna leave him super short.
Here's the river card. It's the 4 of diamonds. Anthony has made the flush. They check, and he's gonna scoop this pot of almost 300,000.
Yeah, and at that point in time, GG doesn't have any full equity with.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Gigi, excuse me. I'm sorry, the action was late. Gigi bet 75,000. Anthony immediately called.
With just, under 50K left.
And he's going to double through Gigi up to over 300,000.
And just a few minutes away from the next level blind increase. Oh, Johnny, I think I did get that question answered. I think it was a level 16. I'm sorry, level 16 where the blinds are 8K, 16K, 16K. Not sure how much time is remaining. I'll get that question answered from Eric, the 15-minute break.
All right, folks, we're going to the next hand here. Vandy's going to be under the gun. He's got King Deuce of Spades.
Deck fell out of my hand. This is the whole stud right here. This top card is supposed to go in this stud right here. Alright?
Okay, folks, I think we ran into a situation that Terrell had dropped the deck by accident. A floor, we had Min that made a floor call in regards to make sure that the action can continue properly. Lucas with the 7-8 suited super big. And Anthony with King Jack of Diamonds, he's going to make the call.
3 and 4 fold.
Folded over. James going to fold. And Matt's got ace queen in the big blind.
Is he going to elect a 3-bet here? And he
does.
does.
He does. He makes the announcement. He is going to raise.
55K? Yeah, it's a good sizing. I really like that sizing, man.
He makes 53,000 to go. Lucas going to fold. Anthony with King Jack.
If you heard under my breath, I said 55K before he announced it, and he makes it 53K. I love the sizing there.
Absolutely.
Anthony's probably not.
Wait a minute. Those look like he's not. Those aren't calling chips. Those are raising chips, folks.
No, I think he's going to fold
I think he's
here.
just posturing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just posturing, folks.
When somebody opens an early position and you just flat in late position, and then somebody in the blinds 3-bets it there, a hand like King Jack suited is not strong enough to call there, knowing that you're behind a lot of ace X's, ace X hands, things of that nature.
Here is
middle to middling pocket pairs. He just picked up a lot of chips. He's not going to want to put his stack in danger, especially so close to the bubble.
Absolutely. We got on the GG. He's got Queen Jack.
18,000.
He's gonna make a raise to 18,000. Lucas folds, Stan folds, Andrew folds.
18 grand.
It's gonna be a fold.
Lots of folds.
Goldust folds. James folds. Matt looks like he's folding.
Randy looks like he's grabbing chips.
With Jack 10 in the big blind, he's gonna make the call.
That's a standard defend there.
Here's the flop. Flop comes 5, ace, queen.
Both
GG's
have-
flop, second pair. Vandy has a straight draw.
From the 7.
Small bet, 25K into 50K, or 48K.
And it's gonna be a raise and take it.
Yeah, and I don't blame Vandy's fold there. Just drawing to Broadway. Here we go with the blind chip counts. GG with now 21 big blinds after losing that hand to, who did he lose that hand to earlier? Anthony Demore. It was Anthony Demore.
yeah.
And Lucas McCory with less than 15 big blinds sitting at 14K.
Glad action on Lucas. He's got the ace and a fake, ace 4. Stan, who had, he's going to lead out to 20,000.
Under the gun +1. Probably gonna get a lot of, definitely gonna get a lot of folds. Stan hasn't been
Folds,
opening
James with king 3.
without.
Matt Bullard with
premium
ace 6 on the button.
Yeah, I
Lays it
think
down. Vandy folds,
fold
and
there.
Gigi has 5 deuce. That's going in the mouth.
And it's not
Bemis made the call.
interesting. Defend from the big blind with a 5 deuce off.
Here's the flop, and it comes 10, Jack 4. Stan's made a pair of jacks,
Gonna check into the bet fold. Check bet fold.
and there's
25K.
bet,
Guys, there's diamonds out there. Straight draws.
there's the bet, and there's the fold.
29,000.
Makes it 29,000. Slightly over half pot. GG with the snap fold.
Yep.
For some reason, I keep on wanting to say CG. I don't know why. It's GG.
GG.
Stan picking up some chips again. Less than 2 minutes left remaining in this level where the blinds are at 4,000, 8,000, 8,000 with a 8,000 big blind ante. Blind levels will be going up to 6,000, 12,000 with a 12,000 big blind ante.
What that means,
Currently 18 players left. Need to lose 5.
what that means, folks, on the next level, that means it's going to be, for each player, it's going to be 30,000 chips around.
Actions on the 2 seat, sorry.
Anthony with 10-7. He's going to fold. Goldust with 2 3s.
20K.
Gonna make it 20K.
Makes it 20,000 to go. Matt Bullins with ace 4.
Standard open.
Vandy with jack 10 on the button.
7 seat.
GG with queen 8. He's getting in cheap. And Lucas McCrory with a queen 10. He's going to be in for half.
Gonna go 5 ways to the flop here.
5 ways to the flop. Over 100,000 in the pot already. Here's the flop. The flop comes 5, 6, queen.
Both blinds flop top pair. Oh, and GG rips it.
He's moving all in for 127,000.
Not playing here.
Lucas lays down the better queen, and I think it's just going to go fold around. No one, I don't think Matt doesn't have the ace high, and Vandy's not going to try to go back door with it. And Gigi, that was a huge pot. That had over 100,000 in on the flop, and pretty much made a pot bet to take it down.
GG using his aggression there, leading out the flop with 4 players behind with top pair and a marginal kicker.
Yeah, what he said.
Back up to 19 big blinds.
Wow.
Lucas in that danger territory with less than 10 big blinds left, especially with the blinds. Have the blinds gone up? The blinds have gone up
Lines
this
have
hand.
gone up. We are playing 6,000, 12,000 with a 12,000 big blind ante. Remember again, 30,000 around for each of these players.
Five player, 5 fold.
Matt's gonna fold. Vandy's got 5-4 of hearts.
7 seat folded.
He's gonna raise, makes it 20,000. Lucas has Big Slick in the small blind. He's
And a
taking
3 bet rip it for the rest of his stack.
He goes all
Standard
in
move.
for 91,000.
9 seat folded.
Stan folds. Vandy can't possibly call.
Not gonna
this.
call here.
Not for 71,000. That's for about a third of his chips. He lays it down.
And Lucas picking up some much needed chips.
Hey, there you go.
Now puts him at about 11 big blinds.
Buttons on what seat?
Just under 11 big blinds. Just a few minutes here to our next level at level 16. Here's our chip count for the feature table.
Everybody still with chips.
Try not to do like they're plastic. Try not to pop it back to make it slide. Like a heavy.
Action's going to be on Anthony. He's got 10-9 offsuit. He looks like he's coming in for a raise.
3, 4, 5, 6. All in.
And someone's all in.
in.
Not sure who it is.
What just?
Somebody in 8-9 seat.
Fold, James Fold. James Fold. Anthony Fold.
Action tracker catching
No,
up.
no,
Somebody's
no,
all in.
no. Someone's all in.
Oh, it's Vandy?
No.
Vandy or GG?
7's all in.
Oh, GG all in
For A7. And it's a raise and take it. Gigi understands the mindset. He just won a pot that had 100,000 of dead chips. Now he just moved all in. There were 30,000 of dead chips.
Yeah.
Just like that, picks up 130,000 over 2 hands. He's right back in it. Action's going to be on Gold Dust Under the Gun, and she wakes up with Ace Queen.
We'll be opening this hand. Looking over at the clock, seeing what the levels are. Carving out chips for an open. Makes it
40,000.
35,000. Just under 3x.
Fold. Lucas with the 9-8. He's gonna fold. 5-3 for Stan. He folds. Andrew with Jack 10 in the small blind.
Wisely
We're gonna
folds.
lay it down. And Anthony with Queen 4. It's gonna be a raise and take it.
Buttons in the one.
Craig, can you feel any of the heat from the heater?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. I'm not fine. I'm cold.
Here we go, folks. We got 25 minutes left in this level. We got 18 players.
I think what they do, because they expected a lot of players, so they turned the AC down. And now that there's not as many players, I think they just haven't readjusted the AC. I mean, it's not a bad problem.
No, it's not.
Creeping up on 2 a.m., getting close to 3 nights in a row past 2 a.m. here in the booth. But you know what? Both Craig and I have enjoyed this, doing it for you, for those of you in the live chat. Thank you for hanging tight with us here.
Absolutely.
2 a.m.
We appreciate all your comments. We appreciate your taking the time they had to stay up with us into the extreme.
Okay, and Anthony, sorry. I was talking about the Anthony Danmore in this hand flops Broadway, checks it.
Flops the ace high straight. Gigi's got top pair and the straight draw. Matt's got the inside straight draw.
Current bet is 40,000.
And he leads out for 40,000. Gigi calls.
Anthony in a stream scenario.
Absolutely.
I was like, he ain't folding Broadway there.
I'm like, show tunes are going off in this dude's head.
And just elects to slow play. I like the move here.
Makes the smooth call.
Okay, that's a bad card.
That's a tricky card.
Well, it really isn't. Based off the pre-flop action, no one really has, ace, king, pocket kings, pocket queens. There could be a king-queen combination out there, but not many king-queen combinations.
It's not likely. Not likely.
All in.
And Anthony's going to move all in. He's not going to risk it right now. He's not going to risk it. So you got Gigi here with 2 pair aces and kings with a jack kicker.
And Gigi's going to have to let this go.
He's drawing only the 2 cards, an ace or a king, that would give him a full house to win this pot.
Broadway beats him. Full House beats him. He's got 2 pair here with aces and kings with a queen kicker. Let's see if he can make the fold. You can't like it when the small blind check and then there's a bet from Matt and then a cold call from behind and then coming back to the small blind, Anthony just cold calling that and then open ripping it on the turn when a paired board hits. It's a pretty strong line if you think about it.
Makes the good fold.
It makes the fold there.
Makes the discipline lay down.
With the line that Anthony took there, it's never a bluff line. You know, especially when it's three-handed. Heads up, maybe you could consider calling, but going to the turn, it was three ways. So it's typically never a bluff in this spot. Here are our chip counts. Gold Dust still with 577,000. Chip leader here at the feature table, just under 50 big blinds, all the way down to Lucas with 11 big blinds.
You just said you can't have it at the table. You can't have it on the table.
This guy's out of character. Like, wow, this is gonna be big. This is gonna be your
My degree all-in moment.
get the cameras over.
Oh my gosh. Don't look at me, I'm sweating.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. So nervous.
Action's going to be on Lucas there with the 6-5 off. He's going to fold. Stan's going to fold.
Got anything other
Four
than,
deuce for Dinger. Action's going to be on Anthony. He's got ace jack of diamonds.
30,000.
Folds all the way to
It's
Anthony.
okay to bust out there, guys.
SMU James here,
He's
you know, to a late position to open. This is a standard defend from the big blind Broadway cards.
Here, you know what I mean?
Does he think that Anthony's squeezing here? Is he going to come back over the top?
I think he's just
gonna
going
call.
He's just going to call to try to, you know, he's going to call
Actually, no, C4.
since he's out of position.
Hi.
Oh, wow. James has flopped second pair. Anthony's flopped top pair, both with a straight draw.
80,000.
And he leads out for 80,000.
He bet pot? There's 80K in the, yeah. Slightly actually over bets pot. Oh, and SMU James calling him out saying Anthony just picked up those chips. Trying to make sense of his overbet here. And a good fold by James.
Excellent laydown.
Quickly picking up that Anthony had just picked up those chips, not chicks, chips in the last half hour or so, chipping up. Wouldn't want to risk his tournament life with a bluff there. Could have. Wise fold though by SMU James in the big blind with middle pair. And yes, I know that this update popped up and it's now gone. And I think that's going to be an issue. Probably need to let Eric know about that because until we click that button, it's going to keep on popping up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Vandier under the gun, opening it to Jack 9 suited.
Gonna get folded across.
GG calling with ace 9 suited here after an under the gun open. In this configuration, yeah, you have a suited ace. I fold here with so much action behind, this close to the bubble. SMU James folds to him with pocket sixes in the big blind, just under 20 big blinds. Is he gonna call? Is he gonna rip it? And rips it for the rest of his stack. I like that play.
He's gonna make the play there with two sixes.
C4, C5 folds.
He probably feels that he's ahead, at least of Gigi here, who just cold calls the under the gun open from Vandy here. Vandy obviously going to fold here with a marginal holding, especially with Gigi left to act. Gigi is going to fold here as well for his remaining stack.
Yep.
Unless he wants to gomble. Based off the tracker, it's coin flip. Gigi in the blender here right now, trying to debate what to do here. Again, if I'm him with that hand, and again, this is the problem with calling with a hand like Ace-9 suited. When somebody makes a move like SMU James did out of position, it puts you in a really tough spot, and you really can't call a rip here. And wisely folds here. SMU James picking up chips, putting him over 20 big blinds. Table talk.
That's what you raised with. Ace ten.
James picking up
Good fire removal.
very middling stacks here.
Delete the tape. Can y'all tell those guys to delete it back there?
And were we at 18 or 17?
I think we're at, I think still at 18, still at 18.
Okay. Again, after all those chat viewers pull up that screen there, I just kind of gloss over it now.
Pretty much, yeah. But we got 17 players. We're just waiting on 4 more.
And Lucas opening with Jack 10 under the gun plus 1. 2. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, he makes it 30K.
Yep. Actually, the full cross. You got it. He makes the folds.
Vandy folds.
Winner.
Oh, we are down to 17.
Down to 17 players.
16 minutes left in this level.
We got 4 to go, and then our field for later on today will be set.
Hi, y'all. Later on today, 10 hours.
I know, right?
Degree on momentum.
This is it?
Might be.
Everyone's
I don't know if I'm gonna open for that much. That's a lot of chips.
Don't get crazy. What kind of crazy man would go all in?
8C folded, 9C made it 30,000. 1C, 2C.
Stan making it a raise, and the 9C gonna make it 30,000 to go. Andrew folded King 10.
That's a correct fold. Too much action behind.
I agree.
And Stan hasn't really been opening a ton of hands, and the hands that he has opened are ripped. Very strong holdings.
This is true.
And SMU James elects to fold 7s in the cutoff. He doesn't want to put his chips at risk.
7C folds. Heads up,
Matt
man.
Bullens calls. We're going to heads up to the flop. Both players with the queen in their hand. Oh my goodness. Could be an action flop. I'm not going to lie. I thought there was a flop straight.
Oh.
Starting to get a little delirious here in the booth.
No, it is a flop straight.
Hi-ya. It
is a flop straight. Stan's flopped the nut straight. And
Ladies and
Matt's-
gentlemen, I'm
Matt
so
has
sorry. I
top
thought
pair.
it was, then I retracted my statement. Oh, I'm getting tired.
I think
I'm glad I'm not playing because I'd probably make a ton of mistakes if I was playing right now.
this would be bad. Honestly, wait a minute. Did I flop a straight? Is this a flop straight? No. Stan has flopped the nut straight, a queen high straight. Matt has top pair with an inside straight draw.
That's 70 into 90. That's a big bet with the nuts. I guess trying to protect maybe from potentially flush draw, seeing that he doesn't have any diamonds in his hands. Matt on the button with top pair. What's he going to do here? Tough spot. You flop, top pair with a above average kicker. Trying to do the math here. If Stan would have made the bet smaller, again, probably trying to protect against from the diamond draw.
True.
Matt calls. 2 hearts changes nothing. Stanley's going to probably rip it here, yeah.
He's all in. Now, Matt, if he's going to make his draw, any of these draws,
He's going to have to fold here.
he's got to fold.
Against a player profile like Stan, who opens under the gun, barrels the flop, and then rips it on the turn. Just having top pair here, you're never good. Obviously we know that Stan flopped the straight. But he has all the over pairs as well from under the gun. Pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens, even pocket jacks. So should be a fold from Matt. Still taking his time, trying to put stand on a specific hand, and wisely makes the fold. And shows.
Wow.
Now, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of showing my hands. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be on the live stream anyway, but I don't like showing my hands in a live scenario like this because it kind of gives the table an idea of how you play your hand.
He said, I'm railing you. I mean, I'm not. I'm watching.
Said it wrong. I'm sorry. That didn't come out right. Wait a minute.
That guy's hilarious. I like the way he's got a cigarette out, too.
Got a call on national TV.
Yeah, there's like 8 people watching the stream
People
right
are
now.
watching this.
There's more than 8 people watching this stream. Come on, give us a little more credit. Hi-ya, feature table calling out our live stream. Ouch, more than 8 viewers.
Magazines in the house.
Cold-blooded table.
I know, right? Wow.
All in good jest, all in good jest. Fun table.
Indeed. Aggressive table.
Let's see here. There's lots of folds. I think it's blind versus blind. GG with pocket fours. Going to rip it for less than 15.
About 190,000.
Picks up the blind. I guess just pick up the big blind and the big blind ante. Lucas folding. Lucas having about, I can't do the math. What's 20, 36? Just over 11 big blinds. I promise everybody in the chat, I can do the math a lot quicker. I am a CPA. Going 3 nights in a row past 2 a.m. The math is not good right now.
Math is very stretched.
But I will be fresh and live tomorrow, though, for day 2 restart. Hiya.
3-4 gone.
And I foresee the last. Oh, Matt waking up.
Oh, wow.
Dream spot.
Now, will he
30,000 from the 5.
will he get
Exit. Yeah. Again, I like this. A lot of people think you need to rip pocket aces here with 11, 12 big blinds. Makes it 30K. And Vandy with 9s gets exactly what he wants here. And we're going to be heads up. More than likely.
Yep.
Call.
There we
I
go.
don't know, guys. We'll do the math in a minute.
It's aces
Versus 9.
nines.
Tough
That is
spot
all
for Vandy.
in. Here's the flop. Jack for a queen.
Needs a 9, some runner straight.
Turn, and it takes away an out. And the board pairs queens, so aces and queens. Matt's going to double up.
Big double up for Matt here. Was struggling with the lowest chip stack. Now gets more than 20 big blinds. 240, trying to do the math. It's not quite 30 big blinds. Not quite 20, 25, 26, 27 big blinds in that range, in between the 25, 30 big blind range.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah. Now Vandy, stack decimated here, has just over two big blinds left in his stack. Will be in the hijack the next hand. And I think that's the correct call because Matt could be shoving really wide there with the lowest chip stack. You know, could be pushing ace, king, ace, queen.
True.
King, queen, jack 10, lower pocket pairs there in that spot. So I don't blame Vandy for making that call there. Knowing that Matt Bones was short stacked, trying to squeeze out there. Anthony did the more in the gun with 10-9 suited.
Those just trying to make it to the actual day one of the tournament. So.
Limps here. And then, oh my gosh, and Gold Dust wakes up with pocket aces. She's been quiet since she's moved to the feature table. Not going to be quiet anymore. Gonna raise, looks like 42?
Ray's playing for 37,000.
37,000.
5, 6, 7.
Again, doesn't need a big sizing. Aces don't need protection. knowing that there was a lip behind her.
One.
And Anthony has to know that she hasn't played too many hands since moving to the featured table.
Highly doubt.
And snap folds. Good fold.
Indeed.
James Hernandez in the chat saying, let's go, Matt. Got that much needed double up with pocket aces versus the pocket nines of Vanny just a couple of hands ago. Depending how long the stream goes tomorrow, Craig, I don't know if I'm going to work on Monday. No, I have to work a little bit. I think to work 2-3 hours.
At least.
Now, to those of you in the chat, just because we're doing tournament doesn't mean we're going to be doing. Doesn't mean we're not going to. I think I'm using some double negatives. I'm trying to get the words out of my mouth, but basically what I'm trying to say is, this week coming up here at Poker House, we will be live streaming some of our cash games here. Woohoo! First time here at Poker House live streaming cash. So again, for those of you in the chat that are wondering how to get into these cash games, again, we don't have stakes in anything specific days, but let us know. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in our Facebook group, email management. We are going to be setting up an email specifically related to the live stream here at Poker House. Don't have that set up yet. Trying to get this tournament out of the way. Once we get that situated, look to our Facebook page, look to our Twitch page, look to our Twitter. We will be releasing all that information at some point early next week.
It'll all be available to you. And our
Something.
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 I will say one thing, that our weekly streams will not be as extended.
Definitely not. Definitely not going to be extended.
Not extended.
Maybe 4 hours at most, and if we get a bunch of viewers, maybe extended half an hour to 5 hours. But a typical live stream, 4 hours. So, 17 left. About 5 minutes left to the 15-minute break.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7 go.
Lucas with queen 6.
I'm not going to. I think at the break, I'm going to just walk around the building to get some blood pumping in my system.
I know, right? Stan's got ace 10 in the cutoff.
With a nice stack, going to open to 26K. Oh, I'm sorry. Lucas raises to 26K.
Andrew's going to fold. Fold over to Goldust, who's got ace queen in the big blind.
She's just going to elect to defend the big blind. Is she going to 3-bet? Again, this is a hand that can function as a 3-bet. This is a hand that you really don't want to take multi-way. Let's see what she does. Looks like she's carving out chips for a 3-bet. I like it. Oh. 50, 65, 67K. Looks about. And does elect to turn her ace-queen to a 3-bet.
Making it
I love the move.
67,000.
I tell you what. The hands that Goldust has played since she's been on this feature table, I love the way she's been playing. Using hands to 3-bet squeeze, things of that nature. Hasn't had too many hands, but the hands that she's had, playability has made very good moves pre-flop, post-flop. I believe the hands that she's played in, all the hands that she's played in since she's been here, she has won.
Absolutely. It's
very, very impressed with the way Goldust has been playing.
Absolutely.
Now the chip leader, still the chip leader on the featured table with over 55 big blinds, 671,000 in her stack, all the way down. 2 players under 10, Lucas under 10 big blinds, and Vanny with two big blinds.
She is approaching 700,000.
And I wouldn't be surprised over the next hand or so that Vandy elects to just rip it, knowing that he's about to be the big blind. I think for this hand that he just folded, he's under the gun +1. So I wouldn't be surprised whatever 2 cards he gets next hand under the gun, just open ripping it. I mean, it could be 8-3 and just open rip it.
In theory, so you got Anthony in the button. He's going to call. You got Goldust in the small. She's going to call.
I'm not sure what the action is. I do know that.
4,000 the blind. Actions on the 3C check.
Wait,
Correct. 25,000 from
oh, we're 3 ways to the flops. Oh, SMU James flops top 2. So
Top and bottom.
flops 2 pair. Goldust flops middle pair.
And Anthony has the inside straight draw. Queen will make him a Broadway.
And I don't think Anthony can call here based off what's happened. Oh, I guess.
He's thinking about it.
Oh, okay, 4-9, and he does. Anthony making a light call there based off, again, Goldust hasn't been in a lot of hands. James hasn't been in a lot of hands. James makes it 85,000 to a pot of 183, just under half pot. And I think we're going to get folds from both Anthony and Goldust here.
C2 fold, the bet was 85,000 from C3. I'm sorry, from C2.
That's a fold.
85,000.
SMU James chipping up. Now has more than 236,000 or so.
Probably closer to maybe
375?
closer to about 300.
Okay, more than 3. Oh, no, 375. 374,000.
All right, folks. This is going to be the last hand of this level.
And again, Vandy under the gun, probably going to get it in here, knowing that the blinds are going up. He's going to, oh, folds.
Fold.
Oh my gosh, I'm a ding dong. I did not turn the heater back, and I'm wondering why I'm getting cold in here.
Well, that answers that question. Andrew with King 5 of clubs. He's going to lead out for
Use it
31,000. It's
using
gonna
a
fold
suited
over,
king to in the hijack and late position.
and it's going to be a raise and take it.
Yeah. And again, you're seeing nowadays a suited king in late position and folded to. You see a lot of players now opening those types of hands, king 5 suited, king 6 suited, king 7 suited. I think in that spot, if I'm correct, remembering the pre-flop charts, depending on stack depth size, I think the bottom of your range opening with a suited king is king 5 suited. I think in the hijack. It may not be in the hijack, actually may be in the cutoff, but
Yeah, probably in the cutoff.
yeah.
Well, this is going to be the last hand of this level.
GG opening up to, waking up to pocket 7s under the gun. May just rip it here. Oh, just calls.
C7 calls to 1,000.
That's a call for Gigi.
And I tell you what, all these players are tired, right? And it's one of the things as a poker player, playing so many hours, just staying focused as you play late into the night, making sure you don't make mental mistakes, especially with the bubble coming up.
Absolutely.
Goldust in the cutoff. Gonna raise to
32,000.
32,000 to go.
32,000 or 42,000?
Up.
All the way in from the 7.
And, oh, wow, look at this.
Goldust is gonna fold now. Thought she was making a squeeze. I liked it. I don't blame her for making that move.
Gigi's got 2 7s.
And the last hand before the break, heads up with Gigi with pocket 7s and
Vandy with.
I think he had ace 6 of diamonds. Trying to get caught up on the action tracker before the cards. I think the cards are already on the back right now, but with no flop yet. Pretty sure it was ace 6 of diamonds. And cards here, there.
And
Well, I do know that
Vandy-
Gigi wins that hand. Not sure what the flop was.
And Vandy's out, and folks, we are on a 15-minute break.
17 players left.
17
Need
players.
4 more to bust.
And that'll be it until later on today. So we're going to take a short break, but don't go away. The epic conclusion of this final flight of the first Summer Jam Anniversary Poker Tournament here at Poker House of Dallas.